Let's do the Crystal Grove. Let's head into the Crystal Grove. I love how the death tree still survives. And the fire. That's it. No other trees. No other trees, just death and fire. The only schools that matter. No other school exists. They all trash. Something, something, something. Trigger over what? 1/6 of the player base? In fact, it would be what? 4/7. No. I can't math. I can't math. I'm just gonna forget that I said anything. How? This is disappointing. 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 You hate Devourer? Yeah, the Devourer sucks. The Devourer absolutely sucks. I don't know anybody who would ever want to fight. It's just terrible. Just the worst boss fight in the game. One of the worst boss fights in the game. Power Draconian's worse in my opinion. Power Draconian could like be deleted and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I would be happy. I'd be like, yes, yes, this is good. Very, very good. Very, very good. You need to fight it at some point, but yeah. The other one is Fellspawn. I hate Fellspawn. I am dreading getting this Fellspawn badges. Like, that is one thing that I really don't want to do. Like, I just don't want to do that. It's not something that I want to do at all. Fellspawn badges are going to be painful. Absolutely painful. A lot of the badges in later things is painful. Fellspawn is horrible and the drop rates are disrespectful. They are. They are. They sure are. Completely agree. Completely agree. Very disrespectful. Like, you spend all of this time and you get like one reagent. Like, yep, this was a great deal. Great deal. One golden skeleton key all of the time, and like 3 reagents. Yeah. Epic. Epic loot there. Just the best loot. Especially since it's a gold skeleton key, and they are not easy to get anymore. Like, they are difficult. They are really difficult. I would love to see the stats on how many people have used skeleton keys since they've done the skeleton key update. Like, I would love to see those stats. That would be something that would be very interesting to me. Like, how many people actually have used skeleton keys since then? Like, and is it more than before? Because I'm thinking it's going to be significantly less. Significantly less than before. Poseidon boss battle. I don't even remember that one, so it's probably banned. It's probably been purged from my memory hole because I've only done it like 3 times, I think, if that. So yeah, that's been purged. I don't remember that. They really were like, let's release this annoyingly hard dungeon with annoying bosses and force people to grind forever for a set bonus. So true. So true. One time I got a bronze gear from Fellspawn. 1 bronze gear, and that's it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is criminal. Don't people save the keys for raids or something? Did you need them for raids? I don't know. I don't think you need them for raids. I don't think you need them to craft the raid key. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't done a raid. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't crafted a raid key. We need to do that sometime. You could be wrong too. I don't see why you would need raid gear if you don't PvP. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel like raids and cantrips are really cool. Except cantrips is completely useless. And raids again, pretty much useless for most of the people. Like 99% of the player base, pretty useless. Like they don't need the gear. It's not necessarily better than any other gear that you can get. So it just seems a little bit weird to me. A little bit weird. Little bit weird. Raids require a reskin of the gold key called the Vicarious Raid key. Yeah, I know that. I know that, but does it take a gold key to craft it? Because I didn't think it took a gold key to craft it. It has good pets. But that's really it in my opinion. I don't even know the gear. Like, I don't know what gear drops in a raid. I haven't looked into it. At all. Because, one, I wanted to go in completely blind. Whenever I do that, I want to go in blind. And secondly, I just don't really care. Like, I really just don't care. Like, Wizard101 is not a game that I'm like, yeah, let me go and farm some raids, you know? Like, it's not exactly how I play the game. Not exactly how I play the game. Considering that, like, 99% of my interactions in the game are, like, solo things, you know? Like, it's just not something that I do necessarily. Yeah. The Cabal is kind of interesting. The Cabal is kind of weird. I'm still trying to figure out where they're gonna fit into the plot coming. Because, like, eventually we're gonna see the end of the Cabal, you would think. But, like, when is that eventually? I don't know. Does that teleporter take you here? Hold up. Hold up. Where does this teleporter go? I don't know where this teleporter goes. We're gonna find out. I think I say this every time I'm here. It's just because I don't remember these things about Dragonspire. Because I hate this world. It does. Haha. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. The old one is interesting. I love him as a character. He got done so dirty by getting gobbled up by the nothing. He got done so dirty. I wanted to know more about him, you know? But no, he had to go and get gobbled up by the nothing. Oh. I have to say, Lemuria was probably one of my favorite worlds, simply because of, like, the whole, like, story behind the old one. Because as someone who's played Pirate for a long time, and seen that character in every single puppet show, it was really nice to get some backstory on him. And, like, figure out, like, you know, what he's doing, what he's about, you know? That was nice. I like that a lot. And that's probably why I like Lemuria so much. I don't agree with what he did, but I like that I now know. I like that I know. If that makes sense. Did you see the new world trailer? The one that they released for Novus. I did. I released it quite a while ago. It's good. Is good. Is good. Very good. That was close. That was close. Old Cob was probably my favorite. I'm not a fan of Old Cob. Grandfather Spider, Old Cob. Not really a fan, personally. Not really a fan. I was more a Raven fan. And then I hated Raven for most of Imperia. And then I decided, you know what? I don't need to worry about these wee little god things. Who needs them? Not me. I'm just a guy. I don't need to worry about them. I don't need to worry about them. It's like Mallory. I kind of like Mallory, and then she got really hateable, and then I just haven't turned back. Like, you know, couldn't care less about Mallory. If Ambrose kidnapped her, you know what? She probably deserved it. I need to go to the other one. No, I don't. I need to just walk. This is far. Oh well, we'll just walk. We go for a walk. Um, Raven was an interesting character, but she made me not trust her. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a big thing for most people. Like, Raven was cool, great character, really well written, like had a lot of depth to her character, but like she was written in such a way that you just couldn't trust her. Like when you got into Polaris and you found out kind of more about like what Raven and Spider were actually doing, you just couldn't trust Raven anymore. Like you just couldn't, and if you did, you were stupid, in my opinion. And I think that was purposeful. Like it was purposefully written that way, which is cool because you know you've learned to trust her because you know she's who you hear all the time, and then it's kind of like flipped where, do I trust her? Like is she actually good? You know? And I feel like there's something they've been playing with quite a lot since Arc 3 is who's actually good here. Like what is the good? You know, are we good? You know, and in Novus we find out that maybe perhaps we're not good. Perhaps we are bad. You know? And we're gonna continue to expand on that, and they've changed this. It used to be like 4 spiders, and now it's only 2. But they still spawn 3 here. That's interesting. Very interesting. I've played this game too much. That's all that tells me. I know when they've changed like one specific quest in Dragonspire. I've played this too much. Right. I love me a villain that isn't a textbook stereotypical bad guy. Exactly. Merle Ambro's good. Nah, I don't trust Merle. I never have. He's always looked suspicious to me. He's sketchy. I've never trusted Merle. I've only worked with him because I've had to. I don't trust Merle. I have never trusted Merle. Ever. Never ever. Merle is the bad guy. 100%. He's the one that got us to here, so therefore he is the root cause of all of the problems in the spiral at the moment. He is the bad guy. Merle Ambrose is the ultimate bad guy of Wizard101. 100%. In Wallaroo, we're going to find out that we're the problem, and that's cool. Okay? I don't mind being the problem, but that means that Merle Ambrose is actually the problem because he's the one that brought us here. Merle Ambrose has secretly been playing the long villain game the whole time. The whole time. Grandmother Raven 2.0. Merle Ambrose. It's going to happen. Trust me. Trust me. It's going to happen. 100%. I personally think we, the player character, are both considering we are the child of light and shadow, both good and evil. No, I feel like at the moment I can understand why all of the spiral powers hate us. At the end of Novus, I 100% understand why they hate us, and I think they're valid in their hate. Like they are completely valid. We have done some terrible things, you know. And also, the fact that we're not even from the spiral, which in my opinion was the worst discovery of them all in the Imperia, is like way more telling that actually perhaps we are the problem. You know, we're trying to like impose these like right and wrong sort of things that we've learned naturally through our time on Earth. And trying to implant them into the spiral, you know? Maybe we are just as bad as the old one, you know? Like, maybe we're doing what the old one did to Lemuria, but on a scale of the whole spiral, you know? Has anyone thought of that? Like, we are the new old one, you know? That is us. That is who we are. And the problem with that is that directly implicates Merle Ambrose, because he's the one that brought us here. So really, Merle Ambrose is trying to destroy the spiral. He is secretly in the Cabal. That's my wildest theory. That's my wildest theory of the game. Ambrose is the bad guy. It's not a plot twist. Ambrose has been the bad guy the whole time. You know how suspicious he looks on the ads? Like, when I first joined the game, 2011, I saw these ads all the time for the game. And I'm always like, man, this old wizard character, he looks so evil. You know, and it wasn't Malice there, you know, it was Ambrose. Ambrose looks evil. He is evil. He is the bad guy. The bad guy. 100% the bad guy. Ambrose will destroy the spiral. By that logic, so is the Arcanum. Oh, the Arcanum is not good. The Arcanum thinks they're good because they're not the Cabal. But really, they're just as bad as the Cabal, you know? But then also, the Arcanum didn't bring us into the spiral. Merle Ambrose did. So, for the point of enabling us, yes, they're bad for enabling us. But for the point of, you know, bringing us into the spiral, only Merle can take that. Like, that is 100% Merle's fault. 100% Merle's fault. You kind of knew that we weren't from the spiral because Merle Ambrose said we came from a world that doesn't believe in magic. Yeah, but like, you know, Skull Island doesn't believe in magic. That's a world, you know? Have we thought about that? That's where I was more like, we're just from a world in the spiral that doesn't believe in magic. That's kind of how I understood that. And then in Imperia, they just like blasted that down. They're like, no, you're from Earth. Sorry, we're using the E word. And they did. Yeah, the Arcanum's not good. Like, they literally almost let Lemuria die. If it wasn't for us, all of those Gleamers and stuff in Lemuria, they would have died. And they were fine with that. So the Arcanum is not good. We're not good. Nobody is good. However, the Queen of Marleybone, she is good. She is good. She could never do anything wrong, ever. That's a joke, by the way. Yeah. The Arcanum did not trust us from the start. Exactly. Exactly. They didn't. They were very cautious of us. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We've been dabbling in the shadow magic, you know, kind of bad stuff, I guess. You know, I could slap Ione with a scarecrow and she would instantly perish. I just died. I just instantly perished. This is upsetting. You know, so I can understand why they were frightened of us. But at the same time, you know, I don't think they're necessarily the good guys either. And I don't think necessarily we're the good guys. You know, I feel like we're more at a point where Merle is bad, and we are also bad, and everybody is bad. But more specifically, Merle Ambrose is bad. And that's a point that I would just want to get across. And I've wanted to say this for a long time, but I've always thought people would roast me because how can Merle be bad? But Merle is bad. He is bad. He is very bad. Is Malistaire and Morgan? No, I don't think Malistaire... Malistaire doesn't really fit into the spiral as a villain, in my opinion. He's just a guy trying to revive his wife, okay? You know, sure, he did some bad things, but as we've noticed, everyone does bad things. I don't think Malistaire was necessarily bad. I think he went about his grief in the wrong way. Morganth was bad. She bad. She wanted to destroy the spiral. Bad. Okay? You know, Cabal, bad. They want to destroy the spiral. Okay? Grandfather Spider probably wasn't very bad. He was just misunderstood a little bit and wanted to get his heart back, which, you know, I can understand. Did he go about that in a weird way? Yes. Should have he gone about it that way? No. Grandmother Raven, was she good? No. Was she bad? Yeah, it's debatable. Bartleby, where does Bartleby sit? Where does Bartleby sit in this? How did we become his scion? Does that make Bartleby bad? Is Bartleby bad? Because what has Bartleby actually done? Like, other than stringing the spiral together, what has he actually done? Like, Bartleby just sits in Ravenwood doing nothing. Also, we haven't heard from him for a long time, you know? Like, we haven't heard from Bartleby since the pre-quest of Lemuria. I just want to put that out there. We haven't heard from Bartleby for a long time. What's he doing? What's he doing, and why do we not know about what he's doing? You know? Um, I thought Skull Island believed in magic in hoodoo form. Yeah, but like most people on Skull Island don't. So like I was kind of more, the way that I took that is like there's worlds in the spiral that don't necessarily believe in magic. Like they don't believe it's real. They're like, no, none of this, you know. And that's where I see Skull Island. Most of that sort of like dark hoodoo stuff is kind of like tucked away and not really like mentioned much, you know. Like that's kind of the bad thing. They don't really believe in it. That's kind of where I thought that was leaning. Malister wasn't bad. He just did the W. Couldn't accept the fact that his wife was gone and there was nothing he could do, which is relatable. Exactly. He went about grief in the wrong way, which, you know, you could say is a bad thing, sure. But like that's all that stems from. He wasn't necessarily a cataclysmic event that was going to destroy the spiral. Yeah. Considering the spiral cannot exist without Spider, regardless of something. Exactly. Exactly. It is weird that we talked to him so much more before Lemuria, and then after Sybil was like, it's my turn, then it was crickets for both of them. I mean, I don't think Sybil was like, it's my turn to talk to this guy. Like, I feel like Sybil only speaks when necessary, which is how the character's written, which is fine. I appreciate that. But for someone who has the most direct conflict of interest with us, we should be speaking to Bartleby a lot more. Like, every single world we should speak to Bartleby at least once. I just want my Bartleby content, you know? I want it. I'm really hoping that we have so much Bartleby content in Wallaroo, it would make sense for how it's been set up at the moment, if we need to reflect. That would make sense that it's going to be a very life-orientated world, and we're going to talk to Bartleby a lot. That's how I feel like Wallaroo is going to go, other than Australia. And Judge Veg, he's going to make a comeback, 100%. We've already had Quake Charmer and Catnip Lady. Why did I call her Catnip Lady? I don't know. Quake Charmer and Copycat. We're going to have Judge Veg come back in Wallaroo. It's going to happen. Gonna happen. Gonna happen. I just know it. It would just not make sense. I don't know in what way it's going to be, but they said that Judge Veg was pretty messed up. I feel like we're going to be going on an adventure to find Judge Veg and figure out what the nothing does to people. And figure out how we can use that to help him believe that we are good and we are trying to help him and that we are the only way that he can survive. Because everyone else in the spiral wants to destroy the nothing. We don't, however, because we have the most draw to it because we are also not from the spiral. That is the whole plot of Wallaroo, in my opinion. If that's not the plot of Wallaroo, that's upsetting. I want to talk to Xenomorph. I want to talk to literally anybody but Ione more. I don't want to hear anything more from Ione. I want Ione to take a vacation and not come back for 2 worlds. Is that possible? Is that possible? Can we just yeet Ione from the story for like 2 worlds and then she can come back and let the other scholars have some time to themselves, you know? Have we heard from Tarek or Ignis and like since Imperia? No. Where are they? Where's Baba Yaga? We haven't heard of her since we saved Mallory. You know, what's up with her? What's up with her? You know, like we need answers. We need answers. Where's Jackie? You know? What's she been doing? How's she been doing? You know? Like, we don't know. Judge Finch not a vegetarian anymore. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Who knows? You know, Judge Veg may no longer be a vegetarian. Very possible. Very possible. I appreciate the fact that the Astral Scholar and Kismet got some dialogue for Novus. I do too. But, like, I feel like everyone... Where's Velma? Where's Velma? Have we heard from Velma since the start of Imperia? No. What's she doing? Because I don't trust Velma either. You know, I don't trust Velma. What's she doing? You don't care. You find Jackie annoying. Fair enough. But still, like, my point isn't that people shouldn't find these characters annoying, because some of these characters just have weird quirks, like Jackie. But we need to know more about them. We need to develop a relationship with them. Because otherwise, it's just Ione all the time. It's just the Ione show. And at the moment, it's just Ione and Malworth. That's all we talk to. And sometimes Fitzhugh with a random line that he says. He's like, Wizard, you need to tidy up the library or get your paperwork in order, you know? Like, that's the only things we hear anymore. Like, we need to know more about the other scholars. You know? I understand why they've taken Bubba beside. That's fine, because she was very important for most of Arc 3. I get that. But, like, Tarek, Ignis, where are they? Where are they? Jackie, where is she? I don't care that people find her annoying. Where is she? You know? We just don't hear about them. Velma, where is she? We don't hear about them. You know? It's just not possible. It's not how it works. And we need to. We need to know that. We need to see them again. I find it funny that the scholars that we haven't spoken to since Polaris and Mirage had their voice actors changed. Yeah. I understand why they've done that, because, you know, they haven't been used for so long. But also, like, it's just proof that we need to use them more, you know? I only summoned this because I thought it was a sprite, and then I clicked it, and it wasn't, and I was quite upset. So yeah, this was kind of a mistake, but hopefully it can heal me, and I won't die. Hopefully. Hopefully. I feel like Velma should have more interactions with us, considering we share a common trait and we know Shadow Magic. And she's the Shadow Scholar. Exactly. Like, none of the other scholars know Shadow Magic. That is, like, the most, like, biggest bond between us. I'm also going to heal as well. It's going to be a double healing round. Yep. Yeah, I feel like we just need to go and, like, talk to the scholars a little bit more. See them, be like, hey, how's it going? You know? Hey, Ignis, what's up? You got any more crafting recipes for us? You know, stuff like that. Especially Tarek. We have not heard of Tarek. Like, who even knows who Tarek is anymore? No wonder ice wizards feel like they're depreciated. We don't even see their scholar ever. So sad. So sad. I wish there was not one Astro Scholar. I do really like Qui-Gon, though. Don't get it twisted. I always ask too much. No, I get that. Also, I find it really funny that Qui-Gon doesn't have any moon spells. He doesn't have any moon spells at all. He doesn't know any of them. How can you be an Astro Scholar and only know Sun and Star spells? Please explain. Please explain that to me. If you don't believe me, go and look. He doesn't have any moon spells. He only knows Sun and Star spells. That's it. That's it. Do you like the pet school quest? I do. I do. I wish there was more. I wish that we went to our scholars for spells more often, you know? Like... You know, like... I wish they meant more. I wish the scholars meant more. They don't. Which sucks. No one uses Moon School, so it doesn't matter. I get that, but also, if you're the Astro Scholar, logically, you would have Moon spells. You know? I don't care that people don't use Moon spells. You know, that's more reason why they should make them, you know, make more of them, you know? And invest more in that side, especially Moon School. Like, Moon School is the most, like, forgotten school in the game. And it was forgotten so much that they decided to change it up and call it Shadow Magic. And everyone uses Shadow Magic. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Qui-Gon needs to know Moon School spells. It's just necessary. It's just necessary at this point, in my opinion. Like, the fact that he doesn't is just stupid. Like, absolutely stupid. Um, if you're a scholar, you may not practice something, but you'll still know about it. Therefore, Qui-Gon should know about it. Exactly. Exactly. Why is Qui-Gon the only scholar not to sell, or not to give you all of the spells that theoretically they should know? You know? You know, Baba Yaga knows all of the spells that Cyrus could teach you, plus a few more, which makes sense. Apart from most of the PvP spells, which is kind of interesting as well, but we'll just pretend that they don't exist. You know, like all of the regular scholars. Velma, I believe, knows all of the shadow forms, plus more. But yet, Qui-Gon only knows Star and Sun spells, when he's meant to be the Astral Scholar, which includes, you know, Moon School. Seems a bit weird. More spiders? No. No, please. I don't want spiders. They tried to cover it up with, but Shadow bends reality and its polymorphs. Yeah, Shadow School is just Moon School too. I don't care what you say. The shadow forms, literally polymorphs. The ones that stand behind you, literally shift spells that take extra time. I don't know what more to tell you. The only thing special about shadow magic is that it's got its pips, where Moon School didn't have pips. That's the only special thing about shadow magic that makes it different to Moon School. And even that, I don't think is necessary to say that it's not a valid opinion to say that it's Moon School too. Just saying. What's PvP? Player versus player. So, go to the arena and fight another person. That's what PvP is. Do you think it has to do with the Master of Shape badge and how it would make it too easy to get? Possibly. But then, at this point, really, the only issue with Master of Shapes badge is refunding the training points. In my opinion. And also, it's not every single moon spell either. It's just the polymorph ones. In Celestia. So, like, I'm pretty sure it's just Celestia. Unless it does include Azteca and Zafaria. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, though. I could be wrong on that. I 100% could be wrong. It's been such a long time since I got the Master of Shapes badge. So please forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But, like, even then, what, you just have to go to 5 different members? Oh, such a shame, you know? Transferring that into one, like, really? Is that too big of a deal? I don't think so, personally. Did you watch the Novus Roundtable that KI did with Elder Student? No, I didn't. I haven't really caught up on anything since the start of November. I've been, like, crazy busy. My watch later list on YouTube is currently like 500 videos long. And that's everything from like the start of November, basically. I think I'm actually up to like around Thanksgiving time. So I'm really far behind in like a lot of these things. Also, I don't generally like watching roundtables afterwards because most of the time it's just boring. Like it's just boring filler stuff that kind of doesn't really matter. And like there may be like 2 or 3 juicy questions in there, but like other than that, it's kind of not really anything that's interesting per se. But yeah, they said the same things you were saying about the Nova story. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the recap of it, and that's kind of how I base my like judgments of where we're going in the story from. But also, the story writing now is a lot more open, especially how they've left this like Novus ending is crazy. They even dropped the new world. Like that's insane. They don't normally do that. That's why I can be, you know, reasonably confident in saying what I'm saying. And even not, it's written in such a good way that you can take that as what's kind of happening, you know? But yeah, I haven't watched it. I think I read a couple of like the recap things of it. But yeah. Yeah. Right, after we've finished this area, I might do something different. Possibly. We'll see. Luckily, we shouldn't be too much more in this area. If we can just hit, that would be cool. Bum, 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 bum. Getting dinner. Oh my gosh. Dinner? No way. No way you're getting dinner. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right. Vampire. Oh no. I am so scared. So scared. Redstone. Here we go. I'd love to see Monkista or Cool Ranch as worlds for the Sparrow. I think that would be cool. Well, both of those are in Pirate, so if you want to see them as worlds of the Spiral, you should play Pirate. They're both in like the first half of Pirate. Cool Ranch is literally a third of Pirate anyway. Not quite a third, but it's a big chunk of Pirate anyway. So if you really want Cool Ranch, play Pirate and you'll get a lot of Cool Ranch. Monkista, I believe Monkista needs to be in Wiz. I do think Cool Ranch should also be in Wiz as well. But yeah, I would love to see. I feel like Cool Ranch would probably come first before Monkista. There's not like necessarily too much need for Monkista at the moment. I think with our character being hated a lot at the moment by, you know, Monkista, Valencia, Marleybone, and not really Mushu. Not necessarily Mushu, which is kind of nice. But yeah, all of those worlds, I don't think we're necessarily going to be going back to them anytime soon. And I definitely don't think we need Valencia in Wiz, ever. But yeah, I'd love to see Cool Ranch. I think Cool Ranch would be a good addition to the game. I really do. You've played Pirate up to Mushu? Yeah. So you've seen Cool Ranch and Monkista. But yeah, I like both of those worlds. They're good worlds. They talked about how the Spiral leaders see us as the bad guy. Yeah. Well, that's pretty obvious. It's not like they're trying to hide that fact. The Spiral leaders are very outright saying like they hate us, especially at the end. Like they really hate us. So like that's not necessarily a shock. Like that's just a general consensus of what's happening and how they dislike us. Yeah. I would like some of the mentioned words to exist at some point, but new words are always nice. I feel like after Novus and Lemuria, which are like two like really out there, crazy sort of concept words, I feel like, especially going into the next arc, Wallaroo to start with is a world that has been mentioned for so long. We're going to start going back to worlds that are more like, you know, mentioned previously, so it's like expanding on what has already been known about these worlds. We're probably going to see worlds that haven't been mentioned before. I would say there's still a few. I'm sure they can come up with a few more of them. But it would be good to go back to, you know, like we mentioned this world ages ago, and now you get to go there. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, I feel like it's possible that Cool Ranch could be in the future. I really don't think Valencia's gonna come up. I really don't think so. I think they would want to save most of like the sort of. It seems we're getting more into like where Pirate goes with like more of the like backroom politics sort of stuff of the Spiral. And I feel like they would want to save that for Pirate because Valencia is like such a big player in the Pirate story and will continue to be a big player in the Pirate story, I feel. So I feel like they're gonna leave at least Valencia off to just be a pirate exclusive world, I would say. At least that would be my hope. I would be very gutted if they brought Valencia into Wiz. I would be very gutted. Yeah. I don't think we will ever see Nodor or Iago there. Iago, yeah, he really is Iago. Y-A-G-O, yeah. I think Iago is a possibility. And people seem to not be too against the idea of that. Yeah. But I don't think Nodor is necessarily going to be a world. Maybe a side world, but I don't think they're going to do many side worlds. Pirate needs more content more than anything. I know, man. I know. Love to see a squirrel world. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Iago is where elephants were born. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Iago is possible. Like, you know, that makes sense. Especially since we seem to be... It seems to be that we're actually getting along quite well with Mushu. And that's kind of in that sphere of things. I feel like we're going to be improving our relationship with Mushu at least. So then at least one of the main spiral powers doesn't hate us. And obviously, the people of Mushu are very thankful for us because we've actually saved the Emperor, which stopped a lot of problems in Mushu that happened while the Emperor was asleep, as you can see in Pirate. Whereas Marleybone wasn't really, like, much that we had to do in the, like, grand scheme of Marleybone. We didn't really save them too much. Our Pirate did more for Marleybone than our Wizard actually did. Our Wizard's like, ha, here's Meowiardi, you know? And then in Pirate we're like, yeah, Meowiardi's just there because he wants to be there, so we didn't actually really help. It was kind of meaningless. And then, what, Valencia and Monkester, we haven't really helped them at all in Wiz, so it makes sense why they would hate us. They've hurt us, you know, probably hate us because of that. So, like, I can understand why they hate us, but Mushu, that's the one spiral power that we've actually, like, got quite a good relationship with. And I think it would be good to go and improve that in the future. And I feel like Iago is a great possibility for doing that. So, yeah. I think the Emperor of Mushu is going to play a huge role coming up. Like, absolute massive role. I also think that we're going to see the return of the Council of Light, I would say. Especially if the Mushu Emperor is coming back. I think we're going to see a little bit of a return of the Council of Light. I think so. I think we're going to have to choose whether we stick with the Council of Light or go and be like, you know, and like suck up to the main powers of the spiral. I feel like that kind of may be where the story's heading in the future. Possibly. And if we stick up for the Council of Light, we get Mushu, or we go for like Marleybone, Valencia, Monkester, and we kind of like, we have to choose which one we go for, Mushu or the others. You know, which one do we want to go for? I feel like that's kind of where we might head in the future. Avalon 2, we save Artorias. Yeah, exactly. And Artorias is in the Council of Light, I believe, from memory. So it would make sense. Or if he's not, he's a very close ally of the Council of Light, which is fine. But Avalon also isn't a main player. Avalon is in no way a main player in the spiral. The main spiral powers are Polaris. That's the other one that I keep forgetting. Polaris. Polaris, Monkester, Marleybone, Valencia, Mushu. Those are like the main powers of the spiral. And they're like always mentioned in Pirate. They're like the super they're like if you think of like the main 5 people in the UN, that's them. That's basically who those powers represent, you know? All of the big important countries in the UN, like the US, Britain, Russia, China. That is the equivalent in Wiz. Like those are the ones that call the shots. They make all of the decisions in the spiral, and generally we need to keep them at bay because they also fight each other. They fight each other, and it's very easy to get them to fight each other. And I feel like we're gonna have to choose between that or the Council of Light, which is like, you know, who we've been aligning ourselves with since the beginning of time, pretty much. And I feel like that would be a very important step for us. But also, on that regard, we're going to have to go against the Arcanum because they don't necessarily like the Council of Light too much. Which we saw in Imperia, where the Council of Light are very, like, anxious about Ambrose and the Council, like, coming into their space and that sort of stuff. So, I feel like we're going to have to pick and choose our fights a little bit. He was. Ambrose says he is sad he won't rejoin the council at the time. Yeah. Yeah. Valencia and Monkista, they're just way too easy to get angry. Like, it's not a challenge to get them angry. As we saw in Pirate, where we started a war with, between Marleybone and Valencia, it doesn't take them a lot to get angry at all. I don't think Mario will be making a turn. I don't think so. I would hope not. He's a bit annoying. Also, I feel like people, like, forget that a lot of the characters that you see in Worlds do not make a return. Like, they just don't. You don't really see them again and again and again. Like, there's a few exceptions to that. But, like, for the most part, you will not be seeing a return of a lot of these characters. Like, the characters that you do see return are generally either very, very important or return, like, as a more, like, cameo appearance, you know? Not that they're, like, super important in the story. And I feel like people forget that, because they're all like, oh, I don't wanna hear this character ever again, or whatever, you know? And it's fine, you're allowed that opinion, but you just have to remember that a lot of the characters that show up in Worlds do not actually make much of a recurrence. Unless they're, like, super crucial, but there's generally only, like, 3 or 4 characters that return throughout every arc. Like, most of the arc, a new world is like a fresh cast, you know? Pretend it's like a TV show, but every season is a new world, and every season they kind of, like, replace the cast with new characters, except, like, the main people, you know? And in this case, it's generally, like, the main Arcana members, Ambrose, and then the main villain of the story. Most of those, like, key components stay the same, but all of the other people, they get, like, rotated off, you know, new player. But you can have characters like Ponce who come back as a wee little cameo role, you know, and that's a wee little bit of fun. But, like, for the most part, you don't see the characters that you don't really see them again. I feel like people are forgetting that at the moment when they're going on about, like, oh, I hate Mario, I hate Pesca, you know, they're annoying characters, I don't ever want to see them again. Which is fine, and they're written slightly annoyingly, I get that, but you don't have to worry that you'll see them again, because 9 times out of 10, you probably won't. You probably won't see them again. I'm getting the impression the Arcanum doesn't like people in general. No, they're just very strict on who they help and see to help and that sort of stuff. Like, they've got very strict guidelines. Oh, we leveled up as well, which is kind of cool. I also think that despite his big presence in Novus, Mario is not as big as he makes himself out to be. Like, nobody here is going to be seen again. I don't think, apart from, I don't think there's going to be anybody. There's nobody that, like, rings a bell that immediately we're going to see again. We might see Ponce again, because they brought him back once, so they most likely might bring him back again. Which is fine, because that's more just a you know, are we like, haha, we've already defeated you like 3 times now. Come on, dude. And that's fine. But like the vast majority of people, you don't actually see again. You just don't. It's just not how the game works. It's just not how the game works. And if you do, it's very briefly. It's very briefly. Very, very briefly. Think of all of the characters in the spiral, and then double that because you've forgotten a whole bunch of people because they don't show up again. You know? We started a war, they tried to kill us, we defended ourselves, and then turned Cortez on them. Yep, pretty much. Divum, case in point. Yeah, Divum shows up occasionally. But only when you need him the most. You know? Yeah, I think we're good. Arcanum is basically a secret club. They don't usually allow outside of them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I wouldn't say they're the equivalent to the CIA. I would say they're more like a secret faction that's working on their own accord, trying to make the spiral a better place. Because they're not actually beholden to anything, where the CIA is like beholden to the government, isn't it? The US government. Whereas like the Arcanum's not beholden to anyone. Like they're their own individual entity. You know, they work on their own accord. They're like a secret society, pretty much. Pretty much a secret society. Yeah. Where the CIA is not a secret society. They're beholden to the US government, so therefore they have to do what the US government says, or they don't get any money. So, yeah. Yeah. When we need him the most is when Divum should show up. Exactly. Exactly. For that sweet boost in damage and resist. The most overpowered companion in the game. But he deserves it because he's such a good little guy. He's such a nice little guy. And I love him. I love him and don't want him to ever get hurt. Yeah. Right. We didn't manage to cast our thingy bumblebee. Which is great. We're just gonna do this. See how much this does. That's the real reason we don't see Divum often. The huge stat boost. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't necessarily want him to follow us around. It's kind of a cheap gimmick. We don't need that anymore. But like, I feel like even if he just like gives us a few quests every now and then, like we did in Caramel, that's enough. And that's cool. It's just making sure that he's okay. Yeah. And also, Divum is like the universally most loved character in the game. Like 100% is the most loved character. Anybody who has managed to reach higher levels than Wiz love Divum. Like, Divum is the most universally loved character. Like, I have not seen a single person who hates Divum. Not a single one. Not a single one. So, therefore, they should be keeping Divum around, because he is universally loved. Universally loved. It was even cool to see Coleridge again. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Chrysalis characters, mainly those two, who have like come back, really cool because it's like reminiscing on those times, you know? And it's a nice wee little nod because they were well written and they actually helped us quite a lot during our struggle in Chrysalis. So like, you kind of remember them a little bit more than most of the other characters because they helped you a lot more. Plus Chrysalis is a massive world, so, you know, you got to see them a lot more. If I faint, we can do a thing, it'll be good. Captain Cool Ranch, yeah. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. Bum, bum, bum. Right. If we do this, we should be able to do a little bit of damage. Should be able to do some damage. Wouldn't be good. Gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt like heck. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna do like nearly 1,000 damage. Over 1,000 damage. Well, that's cool. Yup. Okie dokie. That did hurt. That did in fact hurt. Ouch. Last potion. Oh no. We better not die again. Mubu was nice for Catman doing Novus though. Yeah, he wasn't too bad. He wasn't too bad. I wasn't a fan of him, but he's not too bad. He definitely became less of an annoyance as it went on. So I'll give him that. That did hurt because it killed me. Yeah, true. True. Very true. As a myth main for many years, I want more Baba Yaga in general. Fair. I agree. As a death main, I don't want to see any more Ione. I want her to have like a vacation for 2 worlds where we don't have to talk to her. Who made Ione in charge? Like, I don't understand who voted for Ione to be in charge because she is the most unreasonable person to deal with in the whole Arcanum. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, she's just so unreasonable. So unreasonable. I just don't want to see Ione anymore. Like, can we have another vote to see who's in charge? Because I would not vote for Ione. I would vote for like Xander. Xander actually seems kind of like chill, you know? But yeah, I would definitely not vote for Ione. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't think anyone voted for Oni to be in charge. She just placed herself in that position. Yeah, probably. Or, look, even if she's just our manager, can we get a new one? Asking for a friend. Can we get a new manager? You know, like, can we be managed by someone else now? I feel like Ione's done too much, you know? We don't need to do Ione anymore. You want to hug Xander? I do as well. Koalas are so cute. IRL until they look really bad and then they're quite angry. Yeah, koalas are cool. Imagine Wallaroo, whole world full of koalas. It's gonna be great. Koalas and kangaroo. I cannot wait. We can finally prove that Australia may exist. Who knows? Who knows? Australia may yet exist. It'll be a crazy day. Xander seems more reasonable. True. She's not even my manager. I'm myth. Exactly. Why does she get to give all of the quests? I don't understand. Like, come on. Come on, Ione. Come on. Oh, now I get a rat spin. Okay, thanks, game. Thanks, game. Appreciate you. Very cool. Very nice. Epic. Yeah, I don't quite understand why Ione is in charge. Even Fitzoom would be better. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't think I would want Fitzoom in charge. I would just get into passive-aggressive arguments with him all the time. But yeah, I don't know why they made Ione in charge. Maybe Ione has the most reliable voice actor. I guess. That's the only reason why I can think of that Ione's in charge over someone else. That's the only reason. Right. Bum 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 bum. He also seems more rational because he's able to see both sides of the coin without being biased. Yeah, true. True. Xander is best boy. Xander is the Dworgen of the Arcanum. 100%. I fizzled. Wow, who would have thought? With a minus 40, I was sure I was going to hit through. Haha. Yeah. Sunder, no. No, don't kill me. Aha, no. Don't kill me, please, no. I'm summoning minion. Hoping I'm not gonna die. Probably gonna Satan next. Also, he speaks with his mind, and that's cool, and I love it. Yeah. I didn't realize that until they, until I think it was like Imperia or whatever, when I actually started noticing that he actually speaks with his mind. I didn't realize what he was doing up until that point. Like, I didn't get it. I did not get it at all. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I didn't get it. Maybe I'm thick, but nope, did not get it. Did not get it at all. Right. Okay. And we will go for a... Ooh, we got a blade. Nice. I'll do this while I can. I'm going to try an Earthwalker soon. If I can get a feint, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the minion can kill the minion, if that makes sense. That would be cool. And good. Kablam. Okay, blade. Unlucky. Unlucky. He's gonna kill me with a big thing next. Don't worry, minion's healing. Love to see it. We're gonna shield. You're going to shield. Bubba's exact words during the Arcanum part of Polaris. He doesn't talk, but he has a great deal to say. You see, I don't listen to every single piece of dialogue. I don't remember every single piece of dialogue in the game, okay? It just slipped through, okay? I didn't get that for the longest time. I felt kind of stupid when I finally realized it. I'm like, right, okay, that makes sense. That explains a lot. Yeah. Bobby Yaga, 2015. Oh my gosh, you expect me to remember stuff from 2015? Dude, no. No. You can't expect me to remember stuff from 2015. No, no, no. Right, no feint, but we can hit with this. It'll do... probably take him down to half health, which is good. Will it be good? Why not? I do. Man, you're like an encyclopedia. I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that, and I don't have the encyclopedia of Wiz in my brain. I'm sorry. I apologize. I big apologize. It's just not how I am. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Lava shark? No, this will be fine, actually. This is fine, actually. Kablam. Lovely. Okay. And this is gonna hurt. This is probably something big. Yup, lava kraken. Lava kraken. Ouch. Yeah, 700. That's nasty. That's nasty, minion. It's time for you to heal me. Actually, we're gonna use a... I'm gonna do a lot, actually. This is gonna be a big heal. This is gonna be the biggest minor blessing in my life. Just kidding, I fizzled. Oh my gosh, of course. Of course I would fizzle a minor blessing. Oh my gosh. When I needed it the most, I fizzled a minor blessing. So sad. So sad. Okay, we try this again. Try this again. This is going to be a massive minor blessing. 226. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right. Last summer, I went back to town I haven't been to since I was 7, and I remembered every street and store name as if I never left. Do you have a photographic memory or something? Because that's insane. Absolutely insane. No, minion! No! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die now. Okay, what I need to do is firstly do this. Secondly, we're just gonna go for a rat spin, and if we die, we die, and if we live, we live. That's the plan. Your doctors say you do. That explains a lot. Honestly, that explains a lot. Don't trap me. Don't weakness me. No, dude. Why? Why would you do this? Oof. Oh well. We'll do this, followed by another one. If we don't die. Which, hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully he's like, ha, I need a blade. Again. That would be cool. Not gonna lie, I almost rolled life just to hear Xander speak more. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Okay, minion's dead. Love to see it. He's doing a shield. We're gonna heal. 100% gonna heal right now. Not a great heal, but we're gonna do it. It's fine, we've got a sanctuary, thanks to minion. You lived in your house for over 2 years and used to still get what street is yours. Oof. Oof. Yikes. Big yikes. Right. Minor blessing. Okay. Rolling back the health a little bit. Sunbird. Ouchie, this is gonna hurt. Gonna big hurt. Half of me is like, maybe I should call in a henchman. The other half of me is like, no, I can do this. If this does a lot of... Okay, fizzle. I feel like maybe a henchman is worth it. I don't want to faint because at this point it's very risky. Very risky. My school district had me take a test to make sure, and they determined I had a type of brain where if I see something once I remember it. Wow. That's crazy. Please don't kill me. Yes, thank you. I have another shot at life. This may kill. If it doesn't, really unfortunate because he would need to fizzle. Yes, I did it. Woo! That was tough. That was tough, not gonna lie. That was a challenge. Was a challenge. So many spellments, holy moly. Holy moly. Right. Let's head back to Michaela. Need to go to the teleporter hub. And head over here. Into the building. Haha, hi. Now, we done? We done yet? Yeah, we are. Cool. We did it! Amazing. We did it. Crystal Grove has been completed. Only the Drake Hatchery and the Forum remain. And also the final dungeon. But, you know. Who's counting? Who's counting? Who's counting? It's actually probably quick to go to the Basilica. That's epic. Absolutely epic. That's so cool. One of the last times that I have to go through Dragonspire. I have to say I'm not looking forward to Dragonspire on my Storm Wizard. That's gonna be pain. Big painful. Big painfulness. Not cool or good. Right, we've done it. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe